How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. We are going over Virgin Galactic because just last night they had their earnings, their Q3 earnings, and we saw some interesting information and some very good information for us as SPCE investors. So I'm going to be going over that, talk about some of the future guidance that they gave. A lot of the time we see what maybe Seeking Alpha puts out there for right after they give earnings, and we maybe think, okay, this is a negative earnings report because they missed on EPS. But if you really dive into it, you get some really reassuring information from their investor presentation and from their call. So we're going to go over that, looking a little bit deeper than just at the bottom line numbers, and go over what's going to happen here for Virgin Galactic in the future. This is a speculative stock that I really like and I think has a lot of potential. You should definitely stay through to the end too, because there's something that was covered on the live earnings call that was not covered in the slideshows or a lot of the articles about SPCE. So definitely stay through to the end because that is going to be really important for the future. So if you guys like this, please leave a thumbs up. I really appreciate that. It means a lot. Also, if you want to sign up with WeBull for about another 10 days or so, they're giving away 3 free stocks if you deposit $100 or more. They are introducing Bitcoin to their app soon. So if you want to get in on that, you might be able to get some new Bitcoin soon too if you invest with that. But if you want those 3 free stocks worth up to $1,600 each, definitely check out the link in the description below. So SPCE, or Virgin Galactic, was up about 6.5% yesterday, and they were up about 3% after market hours. So we saw a little volatility at first, and then I think people started to actually be able to read the report. They listened to the investor call, and it kind of just finished up in the post-market hours. So definitely some volatility here with it moving up and down several percent just in the matter of a couple minutes. So what happened? Well, you can just look at the major headline from Seeking Alpha and see that they missed earnings per share by 7 cents. We expected them to lose money, first of all. Obviously, they are not a really good money-making stock. They are a company that's trying to commercialize spaceflight, and they have not been able to make really any revenue yet. So they missed earnings by about 7 cents. They were expected to lose about 27 cents per share. They lost 34. Now, they did have cash and cash equivalents of $742 million. So they did increase their cash by a significant amount. They had around the mid 300 millions before this, and now they have 742 million. So that is a good sign. But they are able to drum up this cash. They lost a little bit of money, but we figured that was going to happen. Now, I'm not going to hold you too long in this video. I'm just going to hit the very important parts of their investor presentation. So 100-day insights. This is one of their slides on their investor presentation. The next chapter, they want to fly thousands of people to space. So that's good. That's exactly what we want to as investors. That is going to be their revenue stream. They're embarking on multi-year effort targeting 400 flights per year per spaceport. So they have multiple locations for these spaceports. They want to be able to have 400 flights a year and an annual revenue of about $1 billion per spaceport. Now, this makes sense, right? So if they're targeting 400 flights, so about 1 a day, some days 2 times a day, if they're targeting 400 a year at about $2.5 million per flight up and down, that would give them $1 billion, and that would be tickets, 10 tickets per ride. So they charge 250,000 times 10, that's about 2.5 million times 400 flights is 1 billion. So they are expecting that. So they really want to, again, fully utilize the spaceport. That obviously makes sense. That is what we want to see happen. Now, they are working on hypersonic flight. So this is something that is a way of traveling that's a lot quicker than just even private jets. But they said that they're not really going to cover that in the call. They are focusing on it, but they aren't really focusing on it right now. They're not talking about it in this call today. So that is something that we can hopefully look forward to, but didn't get a lot of news on that in this call. Now, this is the major slide here. And I'll give a shout out to Trevor Hassel Investing because he listened to the earnings call. I was on a live stream during the time, but he did help me out with this a little bit. So definitely check him out if you haven't checked him out already. He made some notes for me, and this is quite interesting because they did cover something on the call that is not covered in the slides here. So their flight test program update. This is the main thing that we wanted to see out of this investor presentation. This is the main thing that's going to drive the stock, right? Just whether they can actually go up in space and bring passengers and how long that's going to take. I don't care if they lose $1 per share, if that makes them a little bit more likely to be able to actually go up in space, or that makes them a little bit faster to go up into space, because I think that is the major thing that we're looking for. So, test flight program update. Spaceflight, the first space flight from Spaceport, New Mexico, is scheduled for November 2020. Now, they don't say in here exactly what that date is, but on the call, and if you look at their Instagram, you can see that they are expecting it between November 19th and November 23rd. This is very soon. I mean, what is it? It's the 6th today. So in about 2 weeks, they're looking at sending up the first test flight from Spaceport America, New Mexico. That is going to go up with 2 pilots. We already knew this, but they are going to send up some revenue generating payloads from NASA. So they're actually going to get paid to take some data while they're up there from NASA. That's going to be nice. I don't know exactly how much that will actually pay them, but that is important. I mean, starting to get some revenue coming in. After that, Q1 2021, that's going to be the second space flight. They're going to have 2 pilots, and then they're also going to have 4 employees in the cabin. And then Q1 2021, again, Q1 we're looking at the third space flight from Spaceport America, New Mexico, 2 pilots plus the passengers, plus Sir Richard Branson. Every one of these is going to be very interesting, very high risk, high reward for the stock. I think every time that we see it go up successfully, that's going to be good for us. But if something happens that's negative, if it is pushed back, that's going to be tough for investors to swallow, just because it is such a speculative stock. They'll feel a little bit uneased at the fact that it is being pushed back. But at this point, they did give us some guidance for the stock. They did give us some guidance for the company. After Sir Richard Branson goes up, I think that's going to really send the stock up, and we don't have a lot of guidance after that point, how soon they'll be able to actually send up passengers. We are going to see them actually be able to generate some revenue, which is really important too. So I think this is really good for the company, and I'm really excited about this. Is what we wanted to see. And unless they were saying, okay, tomorrow we're going up or something, which would just be kind of crazy, this is what we wanted to see. This is about best case scenario. So if you guys like this, please leave a thumbs up. Also, if you want to see a video, you definitely should check it out on NEO and why I bought NEO recently. I'm going to put it up here on the end screen. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.